I'm back again, and this is the video of opening up Evil-Lyn, Fang-Or and Grizzlor. And the good thing is they're on normal card backs, not deluxe ones, so it should be a lot easier to open up the figures. And of course, I don't know if you know, Fang-Or's on a sliding card back, so he's going to be very easy to get out. And I've already decided that I'm going to use the shipping boxes in a couple weeks and put all the card backs that I've saved that are normal width into those shipping boxes. So here's Evil-Lyn. Here's the picture, which is the exact same picture of her that was used on the Evil-Lyn Hot Wheels. And you see, you slide her staff down into her waist. Now, I didn't know they moved around. But you can see the first wave. I think it's one of the first waves. And I think it is a 2020 figure there. Yes. Have to use the phone screen to read it. That print is so small. So anyway, I'm going to open up Evil-Lyn and we'll get her individual picture and then we'll move on to Fang-Or, which should be the easiest of the three to open. Relatively undamaged is the best we can hope for these days as far as the card backs is concerned. The comic is, of course... Now, how did I imagine that the comic would be unwordy? I think I had seen this actual comic before, since it's from the 2020 raves, but I guess it enables people to use their own imagination as far as the storyline is concerned. And it shows the figures on the back, just like the same figures as the back of the card back, actually. So there you go. So that comic can be set aside, and let's see, do we have to untie the figure to get it out of the card back? Oh yes, but let's see if I can do this. And this is one of the figures that I can compare with its vintage counterpart very directly because it has the yellow skin. There's her wand. Here's the vintage counterpart. She's glued into her, well no, her feet are elasticed into her stand because otherwise it won't work. It's about the only way she stays upright. Well, she came out of her package relatively painlessly. That's pretty good. Now, the one thing I can notice of her skin is she is immediately more yellow than the orange of the vintage figure. Now, how do we get her to stand upright? Oh, wait. Bend her ankles. It's the one thing I like about these figures. You can bend their ankles so that they can stand a bit better. How's that? That's pretty good. There. Now let's put her in front of the card back by herself first with her wand. Then we'll do comparison with the vintage figure. There is her picture. Don't worry, I'll crop the vintage Evil-Lyn out of the card back afterwards. And if you take the card back away, here is modern Evil-Lyn and vintage Evil-Lyn side by side. And the vintage one can't stand up any better than that, at least without being made to. And her hand doesn't turn at all. And this hand can actually... There, that's a bit more natural. There you go. Okay, so Evil-Lyn will go on the shelf, probably in front of Skeletor and Hordak, because that's who she's aligned with. There she is. She's out in front of the light, so you don't need the flashlight to see her. All right, now we turn to Fang-Or, who's going to be one of the easiest to get out of his card, because his card back just slides right off and the figure comes out. So that bubble can be discarded entirely, except for one slight detail. I'll cut out the Snake Man thing and stick it in the middle of the card back before I free the figure, because I haven't had good luck taking the stickers off the card back without it peeling and leaving parts of it behind. So I figure you just take off part of the card back instead, the clear plastic part, and you stick it on the card back like that with tape. That's how I've been doing it. Right, so here's a good picture of the Fang-Or card back with the Snake Man sticker in the back, right in the middle of the exploding rocks. Made sense to me. I'm going to do the same thing with Grizzlor and the Hordes. And I will be able to compare this Grizzlor to the vintage one as well. Never had a Fang-Or, of course. All right, so here is Fang-Or. Now this is the small set of fangs. Now, I'm not exactly sure how to get the fangs, the long fangs into him. And there's no instructions on the card back. Oh, wait a minute. You can see how they're loose here. Something. Come on. This is the kind where you want to pull out a tooth. Come on. There we go. Okay, good. That didn't do too badly. This goes in. And there you go. Now we just give him his accessories. All right, there we go. So there's the Fang-Or picture. His card back will be preserved. And he'll be put up on the shelf along with the others. And there he is on the shelf with Evil-Lyn and the others. So now we just have to open up Grizzlor. Now I'm actually going to move Fang-Or over in front of Ram Man, because while we know for sure that Grizzlor is part of the Evil Horde, and that's not just because of my childhood book, we don't know exactly the same about Fang-Or. So I am just going to adapt a little bit here. And don't fall over now. All right, and now it's time for Grizzlor. So I will open him up. We'll take a look at... Yeah, it looks like he has a new comic. And of course, here is the vintage Grizzlor to compare him to when the time comes. He, at first glance, looks pretty similar. Except maybe his ruff is a bit bigger. Oh, and look, he has one of those custom... Look, he has a custom card back as well. Look at that. There's a good picture. Get the light out of the way. There you go. I'll crop it later. And while we're at it, as far as talking about custom card backs, you might as well take a look at the custom card back for Fang-Or. There you go. There you go. Good. All right. So time to open him up. Here is the Evil Grizzlor, the Origins Grizzlor in front of his card. I'll crop it later. And there is the two Grizzlors together, which doesn't have to be cropped much. Vintage on the left. Stands a bit straighter, the vintage one. And of course the red is a bit brighter, but other than that, and there's a bit of a more alligator-looking snout for that. And of course I didn't know he came with a weapon, which he couldn't have held in his other hand anyway. So that's pretty good for this MOTU Origins. Oh, wait, Grizzlor cartoon, eh? There's the comic. There's the printing on each page all the way through. All right. And as far as unboxing them, I'm just going to pose them in front of their 3 card backs, and that'll be the picture for the thumbnail for the video. That's what I do every time, so why should this time be any different? There we go, the thumbnail that will be cropped of the 3 figures I opened this weekend. Well, this Thursday, the 11th of July. So I guess the only thing left to do at this part of the video is to give you a preview of what I'm going to open next week. There we go, so there's the preview for next week. Snake Face, Snake Armor Man-at-Arms, and Orko himself, which leaves a whole bunch of space on the shelf. which implies to me that I can put something in there now. Now, I know these 3 figures will fit there, so I don't have to worry about that. I think I'm going to take those Eternia Minis things and move them into the 2-pack. But I'm going to put them at the back and put the 2-pack of Skeletor and his bird in front. I put in the 2 Hot Wheels. They both have Skeletor on them, but they're both a different car. So there's the first one. Here's the second one. They're in a special Hot Wheels car protector case. That's how they came. And then you put Skeletor and Screech in front of them. There you go. All right, so that's the new MOTU Origins remaining shelf with a bit of Star Wars beside it. Now, of course, I know it leaves a whole empty space in front of here, but that's a good thing. Leaving that empty space is a good thing because it means room for future expansion. Can't complain about that. So that's all for this week from Sean's Toy Room. And we'll see you here next week for the opening of Snakeface, Serpent Man-at-Arms, and Orko. Bye-bye.